to 1. Where are we at? Let's see for live. Okay, looks like YouTube has already tuned us live. So let's get started. So welcome to today. It's day 107. Backtesting until I'm profitable. Gotta stay consistent. Let's get started. Alright, so 2022 ICD futures model. Right, so I think it's day with 2022, so you can do 2024. It all has the same thing, but I'd like also to change the years. Let's see how 2021 was behaving. Assets and Q. I'll need ES as well. I think I'll be doing this for now. 200k, because that's my goal for the challenges I want to be partaking. So start date 2021 January, the 1st to the December. I'll never get used to this. 2021. This is all one level. And yeah, this will be it. Oopsies. So this, and why is the data delayed here? Or this is, I think this is the yeah, I think this is the RTH. Let's see. Yeah, post market hours. Okay, so here's NQ, here's ES. Okay. NQ, ES, and by the way, settings for the status line. I need a ticker, and yeah. Okay. So NQ, ES here. Now let's go to the daily time frame. Today is the first day of the year, so you might actually let it play out. So let's start with the next day open. So what time are we? We're Monday, 1st January, after the holidays. So let's do the analysis and see. So is this the daily time frame? Oh, okay, I forgot to add syncing on the time frames here. Where do we do that? Here, interval and symbol. No, time. What time? Okay, so here we have 4th January as well. So let's zoom in. Let's start with the NQ. So we're in an uptrend, as you can see. Overall, the daily. So the daily here, we have a nice gap. You can see we ran it right here. So we have this run and the liquidity. The first thing I did yesterday, and as this day started, wait a minute. When I say next day open, oh yeah, it should be. It was kind of dumb of me, because next day open should be BC -4. Yeah, that's why all of this happened. We could have found a trade inside here, but no worries, who cares. So let's do the analysis here. We have a sweep, we run over this fair value gap here. You can see this bearish move here, you can see it right there. So which means that since we've created this inversion, it's more likely that we're going to continue to drop and take out some lows before we start reversing again. Now I think that's the same on ES. No, S70 has been provided, which means that we're set to continue going lower by the looks of it. So here have a very nice sweep. Down the 4 hour, we'll have this big gap. I think well might retrace into it before dropping because we have sell side, buy side there. So we'll keep looking for it. So the 4 hour, let's mark from the high to the low. Sorry, where is it? Here. So we have this fair value gap here, we have which is in discount. So if we want to take out these highs, at least we reject this gap here. And I think this 1 hour gap also aligns with our OTE projections. For example, well, this is it, but here let's see if we put the OTE. Can see it aligns with the OTE projection, so we might as well push into this and then drop. So let me put it back to the PD array. I actually no longer need this, so it should be what I'm looking for. So simple, relatively go highs, buy side, and the low here, sell side, down to 15 now. Before we go to 15, I'd like to show the 4 hour. So 4 hour, I have this kind of order block. This, you can see this big candle here. This order block, some kind of order block. So you can see this big order block here that's holding price. It pushed higher and then dropped into it. So that's why I'm thinking that might actually push price for us to rebalance before continuing the drop. So how's the 15 looking like? Yeah, 15, we just run this low from the New York session. Very nice sweep. Okay, and down to 5. How's the 5 looking like? 5, we also have this mini sweep and the change in state, and honestly it's looking like here I can as well find a position, because after the sweep you can see that here did this shift in structure. Sorry, MSS, where is it? Yeah, and we got this gap. So this gap might offer an opportunity. Let's see what happens. Might as well actually pin the 2 minute here. Let's see, do we drop to the gap or not? So first off, before we see if we drop to the gap, you can see here we have a change in the state, which we retraced back into on this candle and then pushed higher. And I think that's the same thing on the 1 minute. 1 minute we didn't quite close and retest, but yeah, you can see it's opportunities on opportunities here, and this also matches the 3 minute. Let's wait for retracement of the gap. And at the open we explode higher, which would have hit this TP as well. It's very nice. Let's wait to see what happens. Looks like we're gonna hit the buy side here. How's the ES looking like? God, how I wish I would have taken this entry here. But yeah, I don't know why I hesitated. It's because the market hadn't opened yet. But let's see, we take out buy side with way too much aggressiveness. So remember, we're targeting this 1 hour fair value gap for balance. So let's see if we can find some buys inside here. And if we don't, then yeah, that will be all. That will be what happens on the day. We're close to the gap. And here we create an SMT as we reject the gap. Let's see how is the determinant looking like. You have the change in state there. And how about the 1 minute? I think the determinant looks kind of more clear. We have this market shift here. The gaps here. I don't know if we haven't touched the 1 hour gap yet, but it looks like we're starting to reject. So well, we might as well push higher, or as well reject here, since we've already rebalanced this move. You can see that we've already reached discount, I mean premium. We'd be ready to solve there. So it will depend. So it's also possible that we might also like reject well in this gap, because you can see sweep, shift, and then retracement. So let's see what happens. We might find some buys. If we find a sell setup, that means we'll be targeting for this gap to at least reach the midpoint, which will be here. Let's see what happens. And the moment we push into the gap, you can see that we're starting to reject. I would like to see this as a rejection. Here we have an SMT, we have a sweep. So here I would like to position my entry here and target here. This will be like a small 1 to 7 or a 1 to 2, but it depends on how you like it, or even this gap as well, because let's see, from here to here, the balancing will be at least on this gap here or on this gap here. So as we might also put this line here for this gap. So let's see if we reach there for 2.8R. I think I should put something like an auto break even thing, because now I'm allowed to put it on, but I think I'll do it on the next trade. Looks like market's gonna disrespect, I don't know, because I'm looking on ES as well, monitoring it at the same time. Then we do another sweep in here. So we're still waiting. So I think it touched this gap here. I think here I'm leaving a break even, because obviously the point where share, I'll put my stop at break even for protecting my capital. And it doesn't look like we're going to drop here, does it? So we're now into lunch. We're consolidating. So you can see it ends up hitting stop loss. So this is a break even here. This break even, pretty much basic. So I'm thinking of channeling these trades in Russian because it will be more kind of applicable, I think. But you can see it's a valid rebalance. Maybe targeted match by 1 to 2 would work, but still it's a good drop, and I think we had reached the midpoint. You can see we started pushing higher towards this, so I don't know if there was an entry inside there, but let's see. So this is where we dropped to that 2-minute fair value gap, pushed higher. You can see the shift in structure here, then we drop again here. You can see this move. I think it's some kind of rebalance. Then we consolidate around. It was still lunch hour. Consolidation, outburst. So I don't see any opportunity there. Because I didn't see any sweep, and that's the only first thing that I go with. Alright. Yeah, we're heading into the fair value gaps. On the 5, we got to see that we're taking out this high, but I don't think that's a reason to shift. Create an inversion here. So last hour here. Let's see what it does. Okay, so that's what the time does. Okay, so let's see what happens here. I'm thinking of it dropping because we've taken out the high in the 1 hour, this one here, and you can see that we've shifted on some internal lows here, shift. But the reason I didn't take this entry basically is, well, most of the time on the PM session I'm not active, but here we see a nice sweep, and there's multiple fair value gaps, so there's a possibility that this one might also be ran through this one, and from here to here, I don't think that's in my risk parameters, so just let it slide and see how it plays out. And boom, at least here one can sell it. Stop loss there and look for it to continue lower. Since we've just sorted the liquidity, that will be the only reason. and we're in this 1 hour gap, so why not? And 5 minute, it also has this nice gap, so yeah, I'm pretty much getting way too many reasons as well. So we've got this gap here, my whole price, so we'll watch out for that. Oh, I wanted to add an auto break even. Save, okay, here, auto break even. So when we reach a risk to reward of 1.5 at least, can have auto break even, and take profit should be whatever. All right, have a journal. Oh, must be 0.25. Well, 1.50 multiple of 0.25. Price, okay, break even value. Well, do they count it in ticks? I don't know. Risk to reward ratio, about 1. And we end up hitting take profit. Very nice move. This was the PM session. Took pretty much like 24 minutes there. So see, like the reason of waiting for setups instead of just running. For example, I would have entered here honestly, but this move from here to here is not in my risk parameter. So yeah, I'm learning slowly by slowly. So let's see, when did this happen? Come on, why is it not UTC -4? Come on, UTC -4. Who set it to that? Okay, so pretty much very nice, good trade. Now let's go to the daily. So today we really had a nice analysis. I like that. Next day open. So remove the drawings because new day, new analysis. Why not? So first off, this day looks kind of tricky. Why? The daily, we took out the daily highs, we took out the daily lows for NQ, and yes, it's kind of lagging at that. So let's first do the analysis for one, so we don't get like distracted by the SMTs and stuff. So first, what do we see? I see that we were in an uptrend, but we're retracing for the corrective move, and in the daily we have some sell side liquidity. Obviously, this low here, this low here, but I'm thinking maybe at least this low, because we're wondering why this low is in this order block. It's in this fair value gap here, so potential target will be this way right here. We're on Wednesday, so probably expansion of the week. So this sell side will be valid, and we still have inversed this gap. So yeah, pretty much looking for sales, even though ES is weak at it and doesn't really want to drop. But yeah, I'm still looking for this little get taken out. So ES hasn't taken out any of these, so we'll be cautious here because we're still forming SMT. So we might be wrong. It's possible, and we embraced that already. So that's pretty normal. Anyways, so down on the 4 hour, what do we see? We see a sweep. We see a nice fair value gap here, and we see sell side. And what does that tell me? It shows me that we have liquidity here. we have liquidity here, but since we took out this low, that means we might have some kind of reversal. So I'm thinking this and then this. Let's go to the 1 hour for refined analysis. So now here in the 1 hour, you can see we had a nice rebalance from here to here into the fair value gap. So now looking here at this move, you can see we might push higher and rebalance maybe to here. Let's see how the 2 hours looking. Yep, pretty much might rebalance into those fair value gaps, this one or this one. What I can just say is that we have buy side here, and in the 1 hour, 1 hour has like strong POIs. That's why I really like the market. So this is the 1H POI. Now let's remove this. Now back to 15 minutes, down to the 15. Yeah, we're from there. So 15 showing us buy side and looking for lows. Meanwhile, for ES, it's forming SMT. As like we didn't take out any lows here, you can see here. So I'm thinking, yeah, we might drop to it as well. Alright, so 15 minutes and showing nothing much, except that we took out the high, and we've got this change in state right here. But let me we can mark this as a shift on structure. MSS, don't play 5. You can see pretty much the same thing. L's, and let's see what happens. So how's the 2 minute? We've shifted here. Do we see any gap inside here? There's this one. We've traced into it and dropped. So how's the 3 minute? 4, 5. So I'm thinking I'm sticking with the 5. There's this one. Let's mark them. There's this one. There's also this one here. Let's see what happens at the open. So look at how this candle closes inside the gap. So we'll just respect it and a few minutes to the open. So that's why I really like to wait for the open. Like, you really don't know what is set to happen next, so you just gotta be cautious. Haven't seen any other sweep yet, so stand our ground as we wait for the open, and boom, the opening move sets in and we hit the 5 minute fair value gap and we rejected the moving drama, right? And we take out this low there. So up to the 5. Let's see, let me remove, sorry, let me remove this. You can see we've already taken out this low and the 15, this gap obviously, so we might as well take out this buy side and hit this POI as we were thinking. So 5, this POI is holding price. I'm thinking here might push higher for the first minutes, but let's see what happens. Now back to the 1. Yeah, 1 minute is not showing anything strong, but yeah, we can bear with it. Changing state. The reason I didn't like the 1 minute is because we have just only one candle, but it's most probable that on the 32nd we can find a nice change in state here and then a retracement. So here is also another possible entry with your target being here. Very quick move. So let's check if the 2 minute does it. And the 2 minute drops into this change in state and is rejecting the gap. So here we'll most likely look for a target to buy side here. Simple there. And back to the 1. This is how it will be looking like. So back to 2 minutes, and my stop loss will be there. Be some kind of like 1-to-1. Let's see here. Alright, King half. The reason I risked half is because I don't know, it's small risk reward. First of all, small well, big risk in the stop loss. Like we have very many points on the stop loss, so that's why like I'm like, yeah, can take less. And we're in the first few minutes. We have news at 9:45 or 10. So let's see what happens. And boom, hit TP, very small 1.4R. So can it get any more transparent than that? Very, very nice TP. And after creating equal highs, because when I go to 15, this looks more like equal highs more than it looks like a sweep. But on ES, how's it looking? Well, we're having another SMT on the upside, which looks like maybe, yeah, we might drop and take out the, which shows that we might as well drop and take out these lows. Let's see what happens, because ES is showing some signs. By the way, look at what happens in the macro from 9:50 to 9:10. Sorry, to 10:10 here. You can see that we drop into this fair value gap here, this 5-minute fair value gap from here to here, and then we reject. We take a break of structure. So this was a nice move that we got there. Yeah, and here there's also another potential opportunity. Look at this. So let's disregard that. Let's see here we have a sweep, very, very nice one, and we have a sweep. Sorry, a shift in structure here. It's like the market handing itself to you. Yeah, very nice fair value gap. Let's use this. Look at this. And here, when you enter here, it's obvious that your stop loss would be under this first candle of the gap, and your target, the fair value gap that we're targeting, the one from the 15, I think. Was it from the 15 or the 1 hour? It's the 1 hour 1 hour POI. Exactly. You can see how nice this moves. Even though these movements were really slow, but it did the job. Alright, so I'll keep backtesting the model and learning more. So I'm basically using two models. They're both ICT, but they're two different models. As I had said, it's the sweep, shift, and the retracement, a fair value gap within the range, such as this one, retracement into this gap. And another one is the sweep, change in the state of delivery, and then the push, which is the forever model. So I think that's it for today, and until next time, stay blessed.